Home game in 25 days for the Edmonton Oilers, who 5 days for turn after a 5-game trip and, of course, week break, essentially with the Four Nations face-off ongoing, and Edmonton looking to break a 3-game slide at home. And that man, Calvin Pickard, was the stopper on Saturday. A 35-save performance, his season high, to outduel the Carolina Hurricanes and get Edmonton off the schneid. He'll be opposed by the only man who's beaten the Oilers in their last 13 minutes. Not John Gibson. He's lost 6 in a row. But Lucas Dostal has 2 wins over Edmonton, including one earlier this year. Connor McDavid playing his 700th career NHL game tonight. Only Wayne Gretzky, Mike Bossy, and Mario Lemieux have more points than McDavid does through 700. And that man, Trevor Zegras, is back after a 3-game suspension for a hit on Detroit's Michael Rasmussen. We're underway with McDavid winning the opening draw on it, shot in by Ekholm, who, along with fellow left-handed defenseman Darnell Nurse and Brett Kulak, were question marks entering tonight. McDavid to the net. A wrist shot fought up by Dostal, who a couple of years ago had a brilliant performance in here, 40 saves plus, as Anaheim mustered a 4-3 victory over Edmonton. Since then, it's 4 consecutive defeats in this building by a combined 23-5. McDavid, Nugent Hopkins, and Hyman the opening line with Ekholm and Bouchard defensively. It's brought to you by our friends at Scotiabank, believing there's a place for all Canadians in Canada's game. Third matchup of the season between the Ducks and the Oilers. Edmonton sitting at 35-21-4 and Anaheim 500. Ty Emberson controlling the draw off to Nurse, who missed 2 games. Gene showed you the hard hit he took when attempting to check in Tampa. Victor Arvidsson to Draisaitl inside to Savoy, and he flubbed a wrist shot in the slot. But Louis, another sign that Draisaitl continues to look for Savoy, who's in the right spots.
Well, Savoy with a real nice forecheck there to turn that puck over. McDavid on a 2-on-1 elects to shoot early on a big step up by Gudas. So a couple really good chances early on. And you like that Savoy, once that puck was turned over, got himself to the slot. And guess what? Leon Draisaitl found him.
And my guess is you don't mind McDavid shooting on the 2-on-1.
I don't mind that at all. It's a good sign early.
Klingberg will force it down low. Connor Brown controlling for Edmonton. Adam Henrique against his old club. Back to the point. A shot from Klingberg drifts wide. Klingberg also briefly a duck. Here's Connor Brown rolling in front, had it knocked away. Henrique will locate Kulak, who's been feeling a bit under the weather, able to go tonight. Klingberg shot forced. White rolled in front, poked on net. And Dostal able to scoop against Connor Brown, who had that puck taken off the back of the back of the back of the goal line the other night.
He was really close. There's a step up by Gudas. Nice little play there by Nugent Hopkins to send in McDavid and Hyman. Hyman's taken away, so McDavid elects to shoot. And I like this. Don't try and force passes through when you have opportunities to bring it to the net. Do that. The next shift out. Great forecheck here to pickpocket by Savoy. The puck is stolen, goes around the world and right back out to him in the slot for a good chance. He just fans on the slot shot, but then the little chop at this one coming through again. So 3 shifts in a row, the Oilers are able to generate chances in the offensive zone.
Kasperi Kapanen playing once again at center, wins a faceoff cleanly back to Bouchard, and his shot into traffic deflected away. Edmonton beat Carolina 3-1 on Saturday. Bouchard got an empty netter with less than a second to go to seal it. Anaheim, a disappointing 6-3 loss to Chicago. The Ducks lurking on the edges of playoff contention. That hurt. But Colson down low to Corey Perry. 988 games with the Ducks. Around the board, stepping up is Ekholm. Back to Perry. He'll dish off. Kapanen protecting, shooting, and that shot was blocked by Jackson Lacombe, and he'll settle it down for Anaheim over to Radko Gudas. And now Lacombe, the table setter for Anaheim from the back end. 3 minutes gone by in this first period. Jackson Lacombe, a guy who's drawn your attention, Louis.
Oh, has he ever stepped up? You know, I think they had high promise for him, but I don't know if anybody expected him to explode the way he has this year. Top defenseman on the team, top power play guy on the back end for the Anaheim Ducks, and a good one in him. He's really come into his own, and that confidence last year, had a tougher year last year in his first year, finding his way, really.
Here's McDavid challenging, shooting, and another glove save made by Dostal. So twice McDavid breaks in, and Dostal foils him each time.
And you know, every time he does come down and take this shot, again, it's a nice play on the wall that sets this in motion. And it's Hyman that sends him in for this chance with Nugent Hopkins. And it's the speed. He looks up, takes one quick little look, but says make a save. That's exactly what he's doing early on to Dostal. And what that'll do later on for me is that'll open up the passing lanes. When you know a guy's coming down, he's got that shot mentality, you start to close a little quicker. You do that to Connor McDavid, he's going to thread one through at the least opportune moment for the opposition, and that's what he's so good at. So this is just setting the table early on. Always good to get shots on goaltenders early to see if they're in the game. He's made a couple good saves.
Well, and don't think for a moment that McDavid doesn't know he hasn't scored in 7 games.
And you know what?
Off the draw, excuse me, Louis. Draisaitl blocks. Savoy won that draw. That was notable about it. Just his 4th NHL game with the Oilers, 5th overall, and his home debut, of course. San Albert, of course, just a suburb of Edmonton. On a good day, 25 minutes, although usually it's going to be a little bit more. Alex Killorn tries to stuff it inside. A collision with Savoy in the vicinity, and now Klingberg will skate it up to the red. Draisaitl, 2 assists the other night in the win over Carolina, and riding an 11-game point streak coming in. Kulak played a fabulous game against the Canes. Draisaitl, a dart out. Darnell Nurse had to get by him, and it's going to be a breakaway. It's Terry to the net. Denied! Massive save early by Calvin Pickard to keep the Ducks at bay. And just like he did in the final minute against Carolina, here early on this time, he robs one of Anaheim's most lethal offensive players.
That's his first shot on net. I mean, this is the first save that he makes in this game, and just a terrific chance created off just a little bit of a pass that's off target by Draisaitl, trying to thread it through to the defenseman coming off the bench, and he's off to the races. Not the guy you want to give it up to, but a terrific, calm save by Calvin Pickard. And you're right, dialed.
His first back-to-back starts for the Edmonton Oilers in the regular season. He did start games 4 and 5 against Vancouver in last year's second round of the playoffs. Brown, checked by Ryan Strome, forced up to Terry. 17 goals, 1 behind Vetrano's team-leading 18. Terry locates Gudas, and his shot, which he telegraphed, deflected out of play by Janmark.
This period brought to you by James H. Brown Accident Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters in injury law.
Well, Jack, it's been a good start for Edmonton. When you look at the types of goals the Edmonton Oilers score, everyone thinks of this rush team, and they are a solid rush team, but it's the forecheck, the cycle, and rebounds where they really excel. And for me, the third one down the cycle. 66 goals they've scored off that cycle. The only way you do that, if you spend more time in the offensive zone. In the last 6 games, I thought it started to come back around versus Florida. Against Carolina is when they won a game, the first and 6th that they won. They started to generate chances after chances, getting in behind and spending time. Tonight, they've spent a lot of time early.
Perry dishing off to Podkolzin. A shot stopped by Dostal. A rebound grab by Mason McTavish up to Cutter Gauthier. Tries to work his way through Ekholm. Nearly did, but Ekholm recovered the strip. Podkolzin cross ice to Kapanen. Now Podkolzin will lug it in. Flicked away from Corey Perry, and here comes McTavish the other way. They'll dump it in behind the Edmonton defense. I also think those numbers indicative of a different type of team this year for Edmonton, with Fogle, McLeod having moved on in terms of scoring off the rush. It is a little bit more of a veteran team with a lot of guile in the offensive zone.
Well, this guy right here with the puck is why everybody still considers him a rush team, and rightfully so.
McDavid dishes off. Kulak. A shot that was blocked by Lundestrom. Tries to reverse. That was ill-advised. Nugent Hopkins picked it off. McDavid tried to tuck it inside for Hyman. And now Kulak will knock it down to the blue line. Klingberg a shot, and that's elevated high in the air and ultimately climbs over the plexi with 6 minutes gone by in this first period, with the Oilers having outshot the Ducks 5-1 in the early going.
That was a nice defensive play by Lundestrom there, because Hyman was poised to redirect that shot, and for For Chris Knobloch, we talked to him this morning and said, what's the one thing, practice time's at a premium. What are you looking for from your team, especially down the stretch here? And he just said compete. And that's something that Connor McDavid talked about yesterday in his press huddle. Listen, we haven't been hard enough to play against. We have to compete more. And I think early on in this game against Anaheim, you can see there's a little more energy with a couple days off, and digging in is the priority and just making themselves a little harder to play against for their opposition.
Well, and they know the Ducks are much improved. They've split games this year. Anaheim beat Edmonton after a significant losing streak, 5-3 after Christmas. And the game here was airtight. Oilers won it 3-2 on a goal in the final 2 minutes by Leon Draisaitl. So Ducks much improved. They won 27 games all of last year. They already have 26 wins this year. Here's Hyman, checked by Gudas. Has to force his way behind the net. Nugent Hopkins twists it back to Klingberg. McDavid against Leo Carlsson, bulldozes his way in and forces one wide. Rebound reversed by Killorn. Taking a quick peek is Zegras again, coming off the suspension, and he'll loft it back through center. Also missed some time earlier this year due to a knee injury, but since he's been back, the Ducks have gone 7-2-1 with him in the lineup. Home to Gudas, worked ahead to Vetrano. Troy Terry to Strome, centering pass Vetrano. Played back Dumoulin. Now Hellison, little give and go, and the Oilers read it. Draisaitl the other way, 3-on-2, button hooks. Waits, dishes off, Bouchard, a wrist shot, pushed it wide. Rebound Arvidsson. We got a penalty coming against Anaheim. Pickard to the bench. Delayed call coming. Nurse, a reset for Edmonton, and Connor McDavid back on the ice. So essentially a 6-on-5 here with Nurse directing traffic. Back after a 2-game absence. Hits the line, drop off for Draisaitl. The league leader, 44 goals. McDavid, one-timer, and that was fought off against Arvidsson by Dostal. Rebound Nurse. Bouchard to Draisaitl. Edmonton buzzing in the early going. McDavid centering, tipped. Nurse is still there to control back to Draisaitl. Bouchard looking for a lane. Draisaitl flipped it over. Nurse. Draisaitl under pressure. Savoy looking for Arvidsson, and the cycle broken up by Dumoulin. And finally, we'll have the penalty go into effect. Time 8:21. And the Oilers, when we come back, will be on the power play. Evan Bouchard missing by an eyelash.
Anaheim at Edmonton.
We've decided to build a border wall between the NHL's biggest rivalries.
It's a border wall.
What would...
Does a hair transplant have to look like a hair transplant? My goal is to give every one of my patients a full, natural-looking head of hair. I do things differently and move more hair than is normally done, resulting in a thicker look that is also more natural.
Book an appointment at drvanceelliott.com today.
And Chris Knobloch's going to keep the first unit on the ice here. And, no, maybe not. Well, we're going to get a couple changes. McDavid and Draisaitl are going to stay on the ice.
There's Perry and then Ekholm and Nurse on the back end. Draisaitl won the draw clean, but it went between both defensemen down the ice. 40 seconds to go in this man advantage. Scoreless here with 10:15 to go in the first period. Puck dropped back to McDavid. Comes up to the Duck line. Dishes on the left to Matthias Ekholm. Goes into the corner. Back to the point to Nurse. Nurse across to Draisaitl, right point. He's down the right wing to the blue line. Ekholm down the left wing. McDavid pulls it in front. Draisaitl scores! Leon Draisaitl off the right side. It's a power play goal, and it's 1-0 Oilers.
Well, Corey Perry, the net front, tied up 2 men, and Leon had a free and yawning cage to fire the puck in for his 45th goal of the season, and that leads the NHL, and his NHL leading 14th power play goal.
Points in 12 straight now for Draisaitl. Edmonton 1-for-1 on the power play, and up 1-0 here in the first period. 10:05, time of the goal. And Oilers up 1-0. Puck shot into the Edmonton zone. McTavish after it in the right wing corner. Trying to dig this thing loose. And it does come free. And it'll go over to John Klingberg. And he'll come out for the Oilers. Couple of moves across on the left side. Henrique on the left wing. And it goes into the left wing corner. Dumoulin is there for Anaheim. Rims it on the left for Gauthier. Forced back by Klingberg. Puck stays in Anaheim territory. On the right side now, Henrique to the blue line. Kulak shot, tipped on goal. Dostal the save. And the Ducks bring it out up the right wing. McTavish into the Oilers zone. And Gauthier is shot, and a save made by Pickard. The puck cleared out.
Well, John Klingberg got caught there with a bit of a lazy stick. Look out. That almost banked in off the back of Pickard.
It hit the stanchion and came out. Almost hit Pickard and went in. Klingberg, left wing to Kulak. Will get it up in the air and out. 1-0 Oilers lead here in the first. Arvidsson comes into the Anaheim zone. Right wing to Savoy. Savoy up near the line, poked off his stick. It comes out, but he gets to it. Gives it to Emberson. The right wing, that gets picked off now. Savoy gets it loose. Comes across to Arvidsson. Into the Duck zone. Put it into the left wing corner now behind the net to Draisaitl. In front to Arvidsson. That pass picked off. Karlsson gets it out. Right wing to Killorn. And he'll dump it into the Oiler end. 1-0 Edmonton. 8:15 to go here in the first. Karlsson gets the puck out to Killorn. His shot. That one goes off a Nurse.
Four forwards, three that are on the team right now. Karlsson, McTavish, and a player there.
Draisaitl coughed it up. Quick shot and score. Anaheim ties it. Leo Karlsson off the turnover beats Calvin Pickard, and it's 1-1.
It's 3 goals in the last 2 games for Karlsson, and ever since the Four Nations, he got himself into a game as a young player for Team Sweden, and he just seemed to come back with a ton of confidence, and that's the word going around the Anaheim room. And it's almost like he took a huge step at that caliber of hockey. It's like playing in the playoffs. It's a different level, and he's come back. And a real strong shot here as he takes it from backhand to forehand. Doesn't try and do too much, but picks the corner instantly with that quick release on work in the corner. Another battle won by the Anaheim Ducks in the zone that leads to a turnover. And Karlsson buries that puck to make it 1-1.
Scored twice in that aforementioned loss to the Chicago Blackhawks on Saturday. Strome unable to come up with a little floater for Bouchard, and Hyman will carry it in for Edmonton. So the Ducks, despite being outplayed in this first period, able to get it tied. And Edmonton was flirting with trouble there, giving up a couple quality chances. Now Troy Terry, a wrist shot, and that ends up pinballing toward McDavid. He's got it in his own zone and finds Bouchard. A trickler that's handled by Dostal. Bit of a drive-by by Allison. A giveaway. Bouchard tried to center. Out to McDavid. Shot Ekholm. Caught cleanly by Dostal. 7:20 to go in the first period. Edmonton taking the lead on a power play goal by that man.
Speech off. Skip that. Skip button. Speech off.
Needs to be better, dig in, and hasn't really been feeling. I think it's safe to say in this one, I think it started in that game Saturday versus the Carolina Hurricanes in the third period. Second period, they had a shift that set up the goal eventually by Perry on the next one out. But tonight, he's been all over it, all around it. Feet are moving, hands are moving it. And he's got the primary assist in the 1 goal Edmonton scored so far, the power play goal by Draisaitl.
And remember, Four Nations face-off. He went straight to Philadelphia for the opener of the 5-game trip. What effect do you think just being home, recalibrating Sunday and Monday has had?
I think it does well for the mind, for sure. Get back, relax for a couple of days. The 2 days off, I think, were critical for Edmonton, but especially for number 97. It's been a tough grind for him in the last 3 weeks. And it was starting to show in his game, and I think that he's a little rejuvenated, and it shows, but he doesn't want to take time off, and you also have to appreciate the fact that he has wanted to work through this stage and get himself better. Safe to say he's got his feet moving here early.
Klingberg drilled by McTavish as he hit the line. Gudas looking for Lacombe. To Anaheim's credit, the Ducks bounce back, and that's what Greg Cronin told Louie and I this morning. Their resiliency. McTavish, it's newfound, and he scores through a screen. Pickard, 2-1 Anaheim. Mason McTavish, who's been on a heater with his 15th, and that's his 9th in his last 14 games.
Perfect timing to release this one for McTavish. And you said it, Greg Cronin told us this morning this team is really starting to find confidence, and they don't get down when they get down in a game. They just continue to battle, continue to go forward. And this one here, for McTavish, he's got his head up the whole time, and he puts this right through the legs of Emerson. Right there, you've got Colangelo going to the net, and he just kind of zips it through with a little bit of a presence and eludes Pickard and finds its way home for a 2-1 lead for Anaheim. So after going down 1-0, 2 unanswered goals, and now have the lead in this first period.
Mason McTavish, like several Ducks, starting to heat up here. Gauthier and Lacombe, the helpers. Just like that, it's 2-1. Ducks, a little more than a speed bump for a couple years for the Edmonton Oilers, but not this year. They've given the Oilers fits. Here's Leo Carlson, forced out wide. Zegras, the centering pass, and that's spun out of trouble by Adam Henrique. Laid back to Lacombe. He'll turn and force it down low to Alex Killorn. 5 3/4 minutes left here in the first period. Centering pass again. Carlson available in the slot. His shot was thwarted, but Anaheim's finding cracks in the Edmonton defense. Gudas flipped it into the corner. Line change for the Ducks. Nurse over to Ty Emberson. Connor Brown pitchforks it inside the Anaheim line. Trouba with Arvidsson flashing toward him. Quickly lays it off to Minchikov, and now Ekholm a reset for Edmonton. Draisaitl up the gut. Savoy going to get it off the inboard, so it's Trouba ahead for Vetrano. Bouchard to collect. Arvidsson up to Savoy. Draisaitl with Savoy alongside. Twists it back to Arvidsson. Left for Draisaitl. In front, redirected, and a good one by Ekholm. Blockered out of play by Lucas Dostal. That was dangerous.
Terrific save.
The Anaheim Ducks have taken a 2-1 lead. Mason McTavish putting the visitors on top.
Two to 1, Ducks lead the Oilers. 4:43 to go here in the first period. Cam Moon along with Bob Stauffer. Tonight's game brought to you by Social Perks. Social Perks is here to make you the biggest winner this hockey season, giving you a chance to win tickets to every Oilers home game. Learn more at scotiabank.com/perks. Face off to the right of Dostal. It'll go to the slot area and brought out and up the left wing. Harkins to the Edmonton zone, cross ice for Dumoulin, does not connect. It out through the middle. Draisaitl left wing to Savoy. He'll dump it in behind the net. After it, Draisaitl, he'll center. The shot by Savoy off a stick and out of play.
Well, Leon trying to make amends after a rare defensive miscue led to the game-tying goal, and then the Oilers' third line of Henrique and Janmark and Brown, who had a great game Saturday in Carolina after a real subpar game against Florida on Thursday. Caught. The Oilers have played Emberson with Nurse here to start the game. That pairing was together at the start of the year, had some challenges. I actually think Emerson plays better with Kulak. I'll see whether or not Paul Coffey switches and puts Klingberg back with Darnell Nurse and Emerson with Kulak.
Face off to the left of Dostal. Puck comes up top of the circle, getting it out. Cutter Gauthier. Gauthier will dump it in. Pickard. Get it around the left wing boards. It comes out. Maybe a 2-on-1 for the Oilers. McDavid down the left wing with Hyman joining the rush to Bouchard. The shot and the save by Dostal with a right pad as Bouchard got into the play. Gauthier has to go off his skate, goes into the Oilers zone. Ekholm in behind the net to the right side to Bouchard up the right wing, but he had nowhere to go. Gauthier in front of him. Cross to Ekholm. Up the left side, puck cleared out. Hops over the stick of McDavid.
McDavid is flying. He's created 4 A-grade scoring opportunities, 5v5 in this game, and the Oilers haven't been able to capitalize.
Down 2-1 here with 3.5 to go in the first.
Bouchard's had 2 point-blank looks for Edmonton.
The left wing to Zegras, off the left wing boards and in. Nurse in behind the Edmonton net. Rims on the left, Podkolzin. Through the middle to Kulak, up the right wing boards for Kapanen. He got to center ice, was able to shoot it in. Perry's after it on the forecheck. Puck up against the boards, deep in Anaheim territory. Sent to the blue line. Kulak pulls it off the right wing. A shot! Dostal the save. Rebound chopped over to the right side. Killorn will bring it out for the Ducks. Into the Oilers zone. Stops up on the right wing. Cross ice pass goes off as Zegras into the right wing corner. Zegras in behind the net. Put it off the back of the goal. Kapanen has room on the right wing to get it out. A long pass to Podkolzin, and he'll bring it out as the Oilers make changes. On his own blue line, Matthias Ekholm. Right through the middle of the ice. Got over center ice, shot it to the right corner. Brown after it on the inboards. Runs into Dumoulin. Puck goes up the right wing. Now out through the middle to Vetrano, and he'll take it to the left side. Into the Oilers zone. To the inboards. Shoved around on the right wing. Dumoulin has to pinch in. The puck sent to the blue line and just out. Terry got spun around by Henrique. Puck goes over to the right side to Hellison. Off the right wing boards and in.
That was a veteran non-call against Adam Henrique. He was reaching there.
Up to Brown, come into the Duck zone on the right, gets hit by Lacombe. Puck goes to the corner. Gudas went to play it around. It went off Arvidsson, comes back to Gudas. He's got room up the right wing. We'll get it out through center to Leeson. Comes into the Edmonton end. We'll get a pass for Lundestrom. His shot and a glove save made by Pickard. He's going to hold on to that with 1:40 to go here in the first. Ducks are up by a score of 2-1.
Well, the Ducks have got 6 shots on goal, but they've got 5 A-grade scoring opportunities in this game. Edmonton's had a lot of zone time, and they're out shooting Anaheim 12-6. McDavid's created a lot. The Oilers haven't been able to finish off. McDavid's had 2 really good looks himself, and fed Bouchard for 2 basic walk-ins from the top of the face-off slew. And both times he snapped it, he didn't wind up and blast it.
Off the draw on the Oiler end. Quick shot from the point. Tipped. Scores. I think that go off of Colangelo.
This is how it works sometimes. You couldn't get a P past Pickard on Saturday, and he's now giving up 3 on 7 here.
It was a shot from the right point. I think Colangelo got his stick. It changed direction. Yep, it hit Colangelo, double deflect. Then it went off of Kulak. It was going wide.
Yeah.
Colangelo, it was tipping it wide, and it goes off of Kulak to make it 3-1 for the Ducks. 18:26.
Second goal.
Time of the goal.
Sam Colangelo. And Edmonton's got a whole bunch. They played pretty well, and they're down 3-1.
Oh. Puck dumped into the Oilers zone. Talk about a bounce going your way for the Ducks. Puck side of the net. In front scores. McTavish had it come to him in front of the net. There was nobody near him. And it's 4-1 for Anaheim.
All right, I think you got to get back. So they had Kulak and Bouchard out there together.
That was just 12 seconds after the Colangelo goal.
Leon Draisaitl's plus 28 on the season. He's minus 3 in this game. Back behind the goal, Kulak and Bouchard both behind the net. Nobody's in front of the net. I would suggest one of those 2 defensemen just needs to stay in front of the goal. And then McTavish has an easy opportunity and tight and elevated the puck.
Yeah. That's his second of the game, 16th of the year. Colangelo got his stick on it to knock it in front of the net. It's 4-1 for the Ducks. Puck goes to Dostal. He'll cover it up. So the Ducks taking advantage here in the first period. Oilers had a 1-0 lead.
4 straight goals.
At 11:57, 13:37, 18:26, and 18:38. Puck rimmed up the right wing. It is cleared out. Cam Moon along with Bob Stauffer. We're in the Legacy Heating and Cooling broadcast booth. Legacy Heating and Cooling, home and no payments, no interest for 1 year. Ekholm up the left wing to McDavid. We're into the last minute of the first period. Oilers down by 3. McDavid down the left side, stops in the corner. Brings it back up top of the circle, out to Nugent Hopkins. To the blue line, Nurse. He'll shoot it. Save made by Dostal. Covers that up. Hyman was in front of the goal. 47 seconds to go here in the first period.
So they had a point-blank breakaway, of which Pickard made a great save. They've got 8 shots on goal. They've scored 4 times. They've had some puck luck on 2 of the goals.
Yeah.
But Edmonton's going to have to dig in here. They're loading up already. Draisaitl, McDavid, and Hyman here for our final shift in this period.
Face off to the left of Dostal. Puck goes to the right wing. It's McDavid. At the hash marks, pass to the point. Off the stick is Zegras. Can sweep it out. Now Zegras into the Oiler end. Pass across. One-timer save made by Pickard. Coming across as he stopped Killorn. Puck on the end boards. Killorn will take it to the right wing corner. That was another very good chance for the Ducks. Killorn on the right wing with 23 seconds to go in the period. His pass to the point. Picked off by Draisaitl. He'll get it out. Right side to Hyman. In over the line. Back to Draisaitl. Had it go off his stick and then off of Dostal and wide. And Zegras will bring it out. 10 seconds to go in the period. Zegras just in over the Edmonton line. Put it towards the net, and it'll be blockered away by Pickard.
McDavid took a run at Zegras there, and Zegras got out of the way.
Just got out of the way, yep.
It almost looked like it hurt Connor a little. Well, not ideal, down 4-1 after 1, Cam. We're going to see what sort of juice the Oilers can bring. They outshot Anaheim 14-10 here in this game. Ducks scoring 4 on 10 and maybe not scoring on their 2 best opportunities, right? So Anaheim's a better team. It's something that Corey Perry told me before the game. He said, look, they got more skill and they're way.
This is the Oilers Radio Network.
Cam Moon and Bob Stauffer, we are here at Rogers Place. 4-1, Ducks lead. The Oilers getting ready for the second period of play. Stuart Skinner in goal now for the Edmonton Oilers. The Oilers 50-50 presented by Rogers. It's back with life-changing jackpots. Tonight, Oilers mega 50-50 jackpot, $346,000 and climbing. Our next lucky winner could be you. Get your tickets now at EdmontonOilers.com/50-50. And we are seeing McDavid, Draisaitl, and Hyman to start it off up front here in the second. Bouchard and Ekholm on the back end, and Bouchard's got it in his own zone. Across to Ekholm as he comes up the left side. Little bank pass to Hyman off his stick. It goes into the right wing corner. Oilers down 4-1 to start off this second period. Swung back to the left wing point to Ekholm. Now to Bouchard. Brings it to the left. Top of the circle. Forced back by Strome. Into the left wing corner to McDavid. Now to Draisaitl. Centering pass. That goes off of Hyman. Jams it towards the net and is saved by Dostal. Puck on the right wing point. Bouchard off of McDavid. It goes in behind the net to Hyman. To the left wing point to Ekholm. Comes across the line. Gives it to Bouchard. Now just past McDavid. It goes to the left wing corner. Pinching down. Matthias Ekholm. Puck to the middle. Picked off by McDavid. McDavid over to Draisaitl. Right corner. And he tried to get it to Bouchard. Puck comes free. Bouchard's got it right wing. A shot towards the net. Comes off the end boards as it went wide. And Terry will clear it out for the Ducks. Down the right wing to Vetrano. Comes into the Oiler end. Goes to the right wing corner. We're a minute 15 gone here in the second. 4-1 Ducks lead. McDavid up the left wing to center ice. Plays the puck in. Arvidsson goes in behind the net to the right wing. Peeled off his stick by Dumoulin. Now on the right, puck cleared out by Helleson. And it's bounced back in. Helleson has to turn on it, being pressured. Going to lose it to Arvidsson. Down low past Savoy. Zegras, left corner to Killorn. Cross to Helleson, up the right wing to Dumoulin for the Ducks. And at center ice, he'll shoot it in. It's along the right wing side, the Edmonton zone. Taking it in behind the net is Emberson. Up the right wing to Arvidsson, now up the left wing for Nurse. He'll shoot it in. Dostal had slowed it up. Trouba with a puck in the right wing corner. 4-1 Ducks here in the second. 2:20 gone. Puck at the Anaheim line. Trouba to Mintyukov. Now to Trouba, the right wing for Colangelo, and he didn't touch it. That's an icing call against the Ducks.
Well, I see they're loading them up here.
Yeah.
3 straight shifts, down by 3 goals. And Calvin Pickard out of the game. Yeah. I got to tell you, I feel a bit bad for Calvin because he made some stops off the rush, got beat off some cycles, got a horribly unlucky goal against him. Edmonton's got to be a lot better.
Off the face-off, the Duck zone, Bouchard pokes it into the left wing corner. Trouba around the boards. It goes off of Ekholm, so it stays in. Puck to the middle of the ice. Brought out to center by Zegras. Left wing to Carlson. Into the Oiler end. It's shot, and it's save made by Skinner. That's his first save of the evening. Be a face-off in the Oiler end. Tonight's game brought to you by Scotia Perks. Scotia Perks is here to make you the biggest winner this hockey season, giving you a chance to win tickets to every Oilers home game. Learn more at scotiabank.com/perks. Face off in the Oilers zone to the right of Stuart Skinner. His last game was Thursday. That was a 4-3 loss in Florida. He made 32 saves. Gauthier in to take the draw against Henrique. Puck goes to Kulak, rims it up the left side, just past Janmark, and icing the call.
Come on.
Janmark thought he had won that race.
He did. Star should be at center.
It won't be, though.
Well, this is going to be a game where you're going to need somebody else other than McDavid, Draisaitl, and Hyman to score 5-on-5 to have any chance to work your way back in down 4-1.
Puck rimmed again up the left wing to Janmark. He'll come into the Duck zone, go to the left wing corner. Got Lacombe right on him. Up the right wing, Gauthier will get it out. And his own blue line flipped up and out by Klingberg. I think that's going to be a penalty. Klingberg was in the Oiler end, and he just scooped that on the backhand right out. First power play of the evening for the Ducks.
This is a huge kill for the Oilers. Giving up 4 even-strength goals.
Oiler penalty kill is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts, proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers. Oilers have killed 6 of 7 shorthanded situations against the Ducks this year. Race off to the right of Skinner. Oiler penalty kill 26 to 75%. Power play of the Ducks 31st at 12.6. Puck goes to the right wing corner. Ty Emberson has room, has time, snaps that thing all the way down the ice. Dostal will set it in behind the net. Oilers down 4-1 here in the second. Zegras through the middle, right wing to Troy Terry, cuts to the middle of the ice, comes into the Oiler end, goes over the right wing corner to Strome. Got Emberson on him, they're up against the boards. Puck squeezes loose. Henrique along the right wing boards. Puck goes back to the line. Zegras on the left side to Terry. Back to the blue line. Zegras gets it low. Puck comes to the middle. The one-timer and a save by Skinner off of Vetrano. Terry's got it on the left wing. To Strome, to Terry. Out to Vetrano, top of the circle, left side. Vetrano. Now the puck goes to Strome on the left wing. Strome waiting with it to the blue line. To Zegras, to Strome, cross ice to McTavish. It skipped off his stick. Now he has it on the right to the blue line. Zegras over to Strome to the middle. Vetrano shot and a pad save made by Skinner. McTavish with it in the right corner. Right in behind the net. Now on the left to Strome. Strome on the left side. To the blue line to Zegras, to Strome, to Terry. To the blue line to Zegras, wanted to shoot it, lost it, gets it back. Gets the puck to Terry, gives it to Vetrano, left wing, top of the circle, cross ice. One-timer by McTavish, he fanned on it, and it's cleared out by Ekholm.
Oilers desperate for a change here.
14 seconds left to go in the penalty to Klingberg. We're 5 minutes into the second, 4-1 Ducks lead. Up the right wing, Zegras dropping it. to Lacombe. He's into the Oiler end on the left wing to the left wing corner. Behind the net, tried to dish it in front of the goal. It's picked off by Connor Brown. He'll get it up the left wing boards to center ice to Janmark. That goes just into the Ducks end. And Killorn will wind it up through the middle. Killorn forced back by Janmark. Puck goes to Lacombe, now to Trouba. Trouba through the middle to Killorn. Into the Oiler end on the right wing. Puck goes to the right wing corner. Killorn had it go into his skates, and now McDavid up the left side. Penalty is over. Nurse will get it out. Give it to Draisaitl. In over the Duck line to Nurse. Now in behind the net. Puck goes to Nurse. He'll get it to the slot, and that's just off the stick of Carlson before he could get to McDavid, and it comes out. Ducks 0 for 1 on the power play. It's in behind the Edmonton net. 6 minutes gone in the second. 4-1 Anaheim leads. Center ice is Draisaitl. Into the Duck zone now to McDavid. Goes over to the right wing in front of the net. The shot off the post. The one-timer in front of the net by Zach Hyman, and he put it off the post. Up the right wing, it gets to center ice. Brought in by Leeson. Gets it across to Dumoulin. Shot doesn't get through. It's in the slot. Poked to the line, and Dumoulin's going to keep it in. To Leeson. Has it left wing point. Makes a move down the left side. Goes to the corner in front of the net, and his pass right onto the stick of Hyman. Now we'll give it to McDavid at center. Into the Duck zone. Goes over to the right wing. McDavid to the point. Klingberg shot, and a glove save by Dostal. He's going to hold on to it. We're going to take a break. 6:46 gone here in the second. 4-1 Ducks lead the Oilers from Rogers Place. It's Ford Dealers NHL Hockey on the Oilers Radio Network. Here at Rogers Place, Cam Moon along with Bob Stauffer. 4-1 Ducks lead the Oilers. 6:46 gone here in the second period.
Oh, he's got the blender out here, doesn't he?
We're seeing a lot of line configurations here early in the second period. To the left of Dostal. Savoy's taking the draw for Edmonton. He's able to win it. Pass across to Perry from Arvidsson. Just skipped over his stick. Terry will get it out. Left wing to Vetrano. He'll shoot it in. Rims on the right side. Savoy up to Corey Perry. He'll get it out. Right wing to Victor Arvidsson. He'll go across to Matt Savoy. Stops on the left wing boards. Looks to the middle. Across. Emberson shot. That one goes off of Dostal. Loose puck. Strome can't clear it. Savoy keeps it alive. Over to Arvidsson. But the pass a little fast. Couldn't get the one-timer away, and it's cleared out. Toronto then gave it away to Kapanen. It's Perry Kapanen. Had it hacked away from him. Perry's trying to keep it in, but Troy Terry will get it out. Right wing to Gudis. He shoots the puck into the Edmonton zone. It's a hit. Puck comes out left side. The shot by Gauthier. Save made by Skinner. Cutter Gauthier's got 3 assists in this game. Puck along the right wing. Colangelo will get it to the end boards. Klingberg up the left wing to Podkolzin. Cuts to the middle. Gets it through the middle. Off the stick of Kapanen. Goes into the Ducks end of the right wing corner. Trouba in behind the net with it. Off the boards and out. Bouncing around at the Edmonton blue line. Klingberg to Podkolzin, now on the right wing. Puck shot in. The right side, it goes off of Colangelo and out. McDavid right back in. Down the left wing to the net. He'll go in behind the shot. Saved by Dostal. Puck to the right wing. McDavid's got it again up near the blue line. We'll drop it off to Bouchard. Takes it to the right wing point. To Ekholm to Bouchard. Into the right corner. McDavid off the right wing boards. He'll go to the net. Knocked off his stick. Trouba will clear it out. 4-1 Ducks. 8:45 gone in the second period. Draisaitl into the Duck zone on the left wing. Draisaitl to the side of the net, just missed the stick of Hyman. It goes right corner. Now Draisaitl has it on the right wing. To the blue line to Ekholm. Just missed it, and it comes out. Matthias Ekholm in his own end. To Draisaitl. Skates away from Carlson. Comes into the Duck zone, right wing. Centering pass through the slot. Back to the left wing point. Bouchard, a shot. Saved by Dostal. He gets spun around, and Zegras will get it out. Goes into the Oiler end. Ekholm after it in the corner. Runs into Carlson. It's up against the end boards. Bouchard through the middle. Too far for McDavid. It'll go down the ice and be an icing call against the Oilers. 10:26 to go here in the second period. 4-1 Ducks lead.
It's hard to believe Edmonton's only got one goal in this game. They've created lots of looks. Dostal's been good. The Oilers were unlucky on one goal against in the first period. They needed one more save, no question, from Calvin Pickard, but the truth is they were just awful off the rush in that period. They toned that down a little bit, carried the play a little bit here more, but they're not. They got a lot of zone time. They're not getting enough pucks to the net camp.
Strome on the right wing in the Oiler end. Right wing corner, Vetrano out to Strome, and that's broken up by Ekholm. He'll clear it. Gudas inside his own blue line for the Ducks. Up the right wing to Troy Terry. Brings it in. Cross ice pass. Goes to Strome. Left wing corner. Played it in front of the net. Broken up by Ekholm. Off the boards and out. Lacombe at his own blue line. Over to Gudas. Up the right wing to Strome, off his stick that launches over the end glass. That's out of play. Look at that neutral zone face-off when we come back. 9:51 to go in the second. 4-1 Ducks lead the Oilers. From Rogers Place, it's Ford Dealers NHL Hockey on the Oilers Radio Network.
For years now, we've been warning Edmonton.
This is the Oilers Radio Network.
Cam Moon and Bob Stauffer here at Rogers Place. 4-1 Ducks lead the Oilers. McTavish has a pair. Colangelo and Carlson also scoring for Anaheim. Draisaitl has the Edmonton goal. All that scoring coming in the first period. Face-off just outside the Edmonton blue line. Nugent Hopkins taking the draw against Lundestrom. It goes over to Mintyukov. He'll shoot it in, cross corner. Nurse up the right wing, off of Savoy. It comes out. Troup at his own blue line. Gave the puck away to Matt Savoy. Savoy on the left wing to Nugent Hopkins. Into the Duck zone, off the left wing boards to the point to Nurse. To Nugent Hopkins. Right down the left wing. Leeson trying to clear it. He can't. Puck gets to the middle, and Lundestrom will get to center ice and dump it in. Puck to the end boards. Spun over to the right wing and up to center ice. It'll be Savoy to center, now to Nugent Hopkins. To Savoy, in over the line. Looking for Nugent Hopkins. He got dumped down. It's in behind the Anaheim net. Rimmed on the right. Colangelo gets it out. Goes into the Oiler end. Kulak through the middle to Connor Brown. Into the Ducks zone. Goes to the right wing corner. Now in behind the net. Got it in front of the net, but it's swept around to the left wing boards and cleared out by Gauthier. Shot back in by Kulak. Oilers have to tag up. Gudas in behind his net. Long pass on the right. Stepping up was Kulak. Goes by him and Colangelo and into the Edmonton end. Klingberg behind the net. Over to the right. Hit Gauthier with it. Brown follows the play. Got the puck to center ice. Carlson goes back into his own end to Gudas.
Oilers thought there was an illegal substitution there, but there wasn't a call.
On the right wing, puck brought in by Zegras. Goes to the right corner in front of the net. And that is taken away by Janmark, and he's able to get it out for the Oilers. Right wing to Perry. Perry right wing corner to the middle of the ice. Broken up by Hellison. Kapanen to the right wing point to Bouchard. Rolls it around the boards. It goes to the left. Killorn will go in behind it.